So check. Sisi, you're already live. And this is posting. I'm gonna post this thing. Yeah, yeah, it's You can mute your mic.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry, I had a call. I had to receive a call.
Okay, so I've already gone live, so you're live now. So we'll just wait for some more people to join. So you can mute your mic or something if in case because we've not started yet. So let's give them like 10 minutes. Pashak say he can hear us. Hi Pashak.
Who is he? Well, can you see me now?
Yeah, very clear. Very clear.
Okay.
It's Ignite after party.
Live. Wait, where is the link or something? Make I see what you post for your status. Stephanie, share the link or something to your status so that I can just repost.
Yeah, Pashak, I can see you.
Wait, I can't see him.
Okay.
Stephanie, oh, did she go off again? Paul, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, she'll be live with us. Kind of a bit of a network. She'll be joining us.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's
she's
having network.
she's live already. Yeah, she's live already. Yeah, interesting one.
Hi everybody. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for coming and joining me this evening. All right,
Steph,
Sisi. Yeah, I'm sharing with you.
okay.
Uh,
Sisi, over to you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Microsoft Ignite After Party 2025. Who is excited?
Yay.
So together with me is our host for the day, Stephanie, and we have our speakers lined up. We have Tabitha Harris, MVP. We have Paul Umaru, our MCT, and then we have Meg Smith. You are all welcome to Ignite After Party 2025. So I am Salama to CC, the anchor for the day. So over to you, Stephanie.
Thank you. So, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. My name is Stephanie Ideho Irawia. I'm the host this evening, and I have really, really amazing guests today. Like, I'm so glad to have you guys on. I mean, Microsoft Ignite has been interesting, right? So, you can unmute and just like we can have a conversation if you can hear me.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, it's been really interesting to watch the updates this week. I think there was a video made that clipped or soundbited every time AI or Copilot was said in the keynote, and it was like, boo, 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 boo. It's obviously been the big topic of Ignite for this year.
Yeah, I think Copilots and Agent AI is like the most interesting parts of the announcements this year. I think you agree with me, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so because we are within the hour and so we don't keep everybody waiting. So let me just make some
Is it just me that Stephanie's frozen for, or is it everyone?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
that could be.
I don't use my network.
Yeah,
Stephanie is having network issues.
shoot back. All right.
Well, so maybe before she comes, we can just say more about like the Microsoft Ignite. Yeah, I'm always looking forward to Ignite. I'm always looking forward to build. It's really interesting, especially like the keynote, and then get to just hear exciting things that Microsoft actually have. There's just always this new thing to just make you just so excited. I want to share it out there to the whole to your community as well. So Stephanie is back. Welcome back. Stephanie,
Welcome,
can you hear
Stephanie.
us?
Well, just like you said, there are so many
Yeah.
amazing
I-
announcements. It has been interesting from 18th to yesterday. It has been interesting announcements one after the other.
Yeah, you can see they really invest in, bringing everyone together in San Francisco. I also really love that they make the online experience so inclusive. It
Yes.
feels like an event, even if you're not there in person.
So maybe before her network, I think she's still having network issues. Paul, you can also share some insights, about the announcement because okay, Paul is not with us. So maybe Tabitha or Meg, you can help us because there have been amazing announcements regarding AI agents, Microsoft 365, Copilot, Azure moderation, and just a lot of things, security, Power Platform. I think the most interesting part mostly is the 365 announcements. Like there has been so many interesting announcements surrounding that. So maybe you can share some insights on that.
Yeah, I think the announcement on Agent 365 is a really important one. So that's an agent that will help with governance. Oh, I think it's just the two of us now.
Yeah.
But the governance element of how we, in organizations are thinking about the, tracking, reporting, monitoring, how agents are being built and used. The Agent 365 announcement is a big one to watch if that's something that impacts you in your area that you're working in. I wonder if Paul or Tabby might be talking about that when they have their time on our call this morning, but that was a big standout for me.
Yeah. It's
And then the other
really
one, sorry, you go.
Yeah, what I just wanted to say, since I mean you are an MVP, you are a strategist, a storyteller, so you can tell us more, about M365
Yeah.
Copilot. Yeah.
So I can talk a little bit about how I've come to those roles. So I was just last month or this month, I received my MVP award yesterday. So I'm a new MVP. Yeah, it was really
Congratulations.
exciting. My kids were very excited. They were also they were like, we've seen one of those before, because my husband Mark Smith has been an MVP for a long time, for about 15 years. He has
Wow.
always worked in Dynamics and the Power Platform. But I opened mine out and I have my little 2025 disc, and this straight away my kids were like, Papa has heaps. Papa has way more than you. You need more. Papa's got, because you get a disc for every year that you are re-awarded. So I said,
Yeah.
oh, maybe one day I'll have to work very
Sure.
hard for that.
Sure.
But yeah, and then before working in the Microsoft space, I've actually worked for Google for a lot of my career. So I was working for Google. Yeah,
Interesting.
and
Google and then now to
yeah,
Microsoft.
I know. I feel like I'm a turncoat. I've changed teams a little bit, but it gives me a
Exactly.
perspective when it comes to AI. That is, I'm really interested in it, not just from a technology point of view, but how will people be using AI? Yes, Copilot in the context of this call, and a lot of my work is around Microsoft, but
Mhm.
how will we make sure that we are teaching the right skills in school and universities, so that when people come into the workforce, they
Yeah.
are really confident in the value that they bring as people to working alongside technology?
That's interesting because I don't know. People are still having doubts. Some people are still having doubts about AI, especially here in Africa. But something
Mm.
about AI is it's here to stay. So it's better we learn it and make use of it because it makes life easy. Everything just becomes so efficient with AI.
I really relate though to the doubts, and my so I live in New Zealand, and some of my perspective comes from my Maori side. So Maori are the Indigenous people of New Zealand, and on my dad's side, I have heritage that connects me there. And then I'm also part of the generations of descendants of people who came to New Zealand from Ireland and England, and were part of the colony that set up New Zealand, right? But when I
Well,
talk to our Maori communities, they have massive concerns based on their real concerns and lived experience about how their information and identity was taken from them and used, not for their benefit, for the benefit of the colonizers. So I
yeah,
think we need to learn from the past, and our hesitations and our concerns should lead us to, look at where we can influence the use of technology and the development of technology, and be loud and proud that that should be to benefit people, and not only to benefit, a certain few people.
exactly.
But yeah, so
Because
to me, I then make it make sense? Like, how do you find AI is valuable in your day to day? Do you think there are particular things that it's really changed how you do them, like either at work or personally?
Yeah, a lot actually, because with AI now, right? When you know how to prompt, when you know how to give it the right prompts, personally, it makes my work easier because I'm a digital marketer, right? Now, sometimes when I wake up, like, that creativity, it's not just there. Or I might just have a little glimpse of an idea. Now, I just prompt it into, my chat GPT, any AI co-pilot, just give it, and then it makes it broader. It just gives me so many ideas now with this Gemini that you can make pictures. Co-pilots especially, I love using co-pilot because of how deep it thinks and all that. It really makes my work easy. So for me personally, it makes it efficient for me.
I relate to the when you have an idea, or I'm a writer, and sometimes the most daunting thing is starting with a blank page, and I can sit with a blank page for hours and make no progress. But starting with a prompt, I explained it to someone the other day, like, I don't filter myself. It's like talking to a really, really good friend who won't judge you if you say something dumb or you ask a stupid
Welcome back.
question.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly. It really
Stephanie.
makes work easier. Hi, Stephanie Poe. Welcome back.
Yeah,
So
everyone's back.
sorry.
It's good.
Network is really, really good.
Yeah, we were holding it up actually. We are just discussing about AI and how it
Thank
makes
you.
easy and just efficient. So since you are back, you can just give us an overview of the recent announcement and which one stood out for you, because there are so many interesting
Okay,
updates
so
and announcements.
absolutely, absolutely. So I think Microsoft really came out really big this year. Like they really wanted to ensure that the technicalities and the technical areas of a lot of the applications we use, they were really updated. And I think recently, I think on Friday, I saw that Copilot now we can actually use a voice command. I
Mm.
mean voice audio, like to record, to transcribe for us. And I was very excited because I didn't need to type all those plenty things anymore. I could just, turn on the mic and then just speak to it. It was really interesting. I think another thing again was it spoke about, I think, let me quickly just get the some of the really amazing wrap ups. I think they spoke about Agent 365, yeah, and then they spoke about the work IQ, the model routers in Microsoft Foundry, and then they also spoke about strategic partners between Nvidia, Anthropic, and Microsoft. I think that's like one of the highlights for me, where we have to combine these really amazing companies together to, you know, have a very good solution that will be provided. And then also for the salespeople, like there is now a new development in the sales development agent. And also they didn't leave the database out. There's a Microsoft SQL Server update. Yes, so they've been really amazing tools, even for the security, even for Azure Cobalt 200. Like there were so many announcements that were made. So, I want to ask each speaker to just like highlight which one stood out for them. Because for me, I think I'm a Microsoft 365 Copilot girl, so that's what stood out for me. So, let me start with, okay. Tabitha is out, so I'll start with you, Meg. So, which announcement stood out for you, and which are you going to use to apply to your work and your everyday life?
Yeah, I was just saying to Sally that I am a recent Microsoft 365 girly. Like, I'm new to well, not new, but I switched from working in Google for 10 years. In the last couple of years have lived in Microsoft 365. And so for me, the Copilot announcement on Work IQ was the thing that stood out. I have been training people to use AI and to teach the fundamentals of how do we prompt and how do we think about AI as a collaborator, that we are the thought leader. We're going to lead where the conversation goes. And AI is our thought or creative partner and it will be as good as we are at explaining or instructing it to what we want it to do for us. And also that whatever we know in our experience, maybe our knowledge that we've gained, and those are continuous things, then it will continue to improve with us, right? It extends what we know. But the thing about Work IQ that I really liked was it answers for me the question I often get from people that I'm training or speaking to, and they'll say to me, "Hey, I love ChatGPT, but when I use Copilot, I find the experience is a bit bad. Like I don't particularly enjoy it, or it's not as good." Or people will say to me, I actually had someone say this to me recently, "Is Copilot any good?" And we've got to think that if people are if one person's asking this, a lot of people are asking this, and that might be because they have either some experience with other tools that they have invested time to learn. That tool then gets to know them better the longer that they are using it, and so the answers get better, right? So we've got to recognize that when people are coming in a work environment to start using Copilot in M365, they will come with expectations and they might not understand the differences of Copilot. And so Work IQ for me is a bit of an umbrella idea that we can start to include in our training and our enablement of people so that they can go, okay, I'm used to getting some really great answers from a generic tool or a tool that works really well broadly, but now I can come to Copilot knowing that it holds context about me, my role, my organization, the way I communicate, the kind of work that I do. And when I put my prompts in that say things like, I'm creating a proposal for a new customer, and these are the services I want to propose, when we give that to Copilot rather than giving it to ChatGPT, Copilot is going to have past proposals that you've done. It's going to have context from your emails of how those proposals were received by the client. It's going to have the work data in your SharePoint about what you actually generated in, presentations or documents related to that work. So you can start to see how what is my first question when I read the Work IQ announcement was, is this just Microsoft Graph renamed? And Microsoft Graph existed in Microsoft 365 before Copilot. It's all of that work data, that metadata. But when I looked into it, Work IQ references Microsoft Graph, so the work email data that we've talked about, that it also then goes beyond and holds memory of your interactions. And it also is the reasoning or the inference power of AI that we do see in ChatGPT, that it does really well. But it's like, if you can bring all those things together and say to someone, go to Copilot again and try again, and be very focused on what you're doing from a work context, you might be surprised at, after setting yourself a goal to prompt with Copilot at least, twice a day, in a week, you'll be doing that without thinking, because each time you get a helpful output, it reinforces your behavior to go back and sort of start there, whether that's, I use it for all sorts of things, like finding conversation threads that are a mix between my emails, Teams chats and everything. So I think for me, Work IQ was exciting, not just from technically what it can do, but from how it will allow us to talk to people about Copilot.
That's so interesting. Thank you so much, Greg. A lot of insights, honestly, a lot of things to learn and just packed from the Ignite 2025. So we have
Yeah.
Paul. Paul is our MCT certified cybersecurity expert, Azure Cloud Specialist, and the Just Microsoft Community Lead. It's so great to have you here, Paul. So you can share your insights with us on what stood out for you and just basically everything.
Wow. Thank you very much. Hello, Meg. Nice seeing you. It's always seeing you on the media, social media, and it's good to be with you on stage here. You're welcome. And
Thank you.
Cisse, Stephanie, and everyone watching right now. I, I really want to say one of the things that stood out for me for Microsoft Ignite. If there's any event in Microsoft that I must not miss, is the Microsoft Ignite. Being a developer, I know buildings like in us, but Microsoft Ignite kind of it's a more of a visionary way for Microsoft. You get to see what is there for you in the next year coming in. So this year in particularly, they have been talking about AI, Copilot, agent, and everything has been around that particular perspective,
Mm.
giving a whole shift to the technology cycle. And I would say every time Microsoft come on stage, they bring out a different angle to it. Now, did we see in what did we see in this Ignite? All I could say, there's a video in 5 minutes. You could literally see that everybody's talking about AI, everybody's talking about Copilot, everybody's talking about agent. This is still taking us to another level of development come 2026, and which I see is a great perspective. Now, from an Azure perspective, because I do a lot of training in Azure. I remember taking a particular organization, a financial institution, and we're having is in DevOps engineering. And then we're having a little bit challenge. The student were like, this is challenging, trying to configure a pipeline, and then you're doing CI and CD, and things are not adding up. And I was looking at them. Funny enough, it was a serious challenge to them, but it was easier for me. And I told them, why don't you just try Copilot? You've tried ChatGPT, you've tried this AI tool, and it's not giving you the right code. Why don't you go the path of Copilot? If we must go troubleshooting with code, you know that Copilot is the best in troubleshooting code. And then I told them, try it. And for the first time, they were starting using the Copilot, and you could just hear the whole class was like, wow, this is good. I could literally see everything happening. And I tried to picture a lot of things. And when Ignite was talking about the the Azure, OpenAI, the release of the ChatGPT, the router, and everything AI agent is about, I get to that Azure is now AI in AI super cloud. Like everything in Azure is AI. Everything there's a co-pilot there in the shell to just help you continue your building and building your services. So I literally will see a new dimension coming in 2026, because I keep saying, Ignite speaks about the future of technology. That's just it about Ignite. So everyone here, like I always say in my community, that the moment we finish Ignite, I say now let's see where Microsoft is heading to. 2026 will be a battle of AI, and Microsoft is filling everywhere with Copilot. Copilot is super cool. If you're a trainer, if you're a developer, if you are an analyst, or whatever aspect you fit in, especially like in cybersecurity, um, Copilot, ChatGPT, and Azure Agent, building of agents becomes more easier now. You are collaborating with a technology, using your skill to make it. So I think for now, this has been my experience, and I love being part of it. Right? We look forward to the next one coming up. Thank you.
That's amazing. Like, having to talk about Azure, everything is in the cloud and all that, and just the way you explained everything, right? I want to ask a question, Paul. Right? That like, okay, we might have some people joining us that really don't know these things we're talking about, or they're hearing all these things for the first time and wondering how can we apply these things to. I think I'm going to ask all the speakers, including myself, like, whatever track you're talking about, how can this track be applied into our daily lives, into our working experience, our everyday thing? So Paul, Meg, then Busty. I don't know if she's online. If network is really terrible this evening. So Paul,
Okay, if I would say how in briefly how these things can be applied in our daily life, it depends on your profession. For instance, I am a cybersecurity expert and at the same time a DevOps engineer. Now, if I am working in a team, I see Copilot as my collaborative agent in building. Literally, I work with it, and where there's an issue, it provides it. And when you're going on the Azure platform, completely Azure is completely AI right now because there's Copilot in Azure, and whatever you're building, Copilot is able to read and understand. Okay, this is what you are doing, and the thing with AI is just like normal relationship. If I understand you today and we get to start understanding each other daily, you get to understand my weakness and my strength. So that's one thing about Copilot in these platforms. Now, Copilot in Azure, get to listen and understand what you do. So every time I come into my Azure, it's like I just meet a human being in my platform, and it's like welcome, and it understand what I want to do. So it understand my lines of code and everything. So it's a complete assistance for me as a developer, for me as a trainer. In fact, as a trainer, it provides me with a lot of insights. If I present the kind of audience I go with, it helps me. And let me say this as a note that prompting is a skill on its own, and one of the way of understanding AI is knowing the language of AI and ability to apply it, and which that is where prompt engineering is coming in. So I would advise that you practice prompting, just practice how to speak with AI from your own skill set perspective. Thank you.
That's such great advice, Paul. I think um, to think of it like talking to a friend or a colleague, and then being able to practice over time. That's my number one recommendation for people as well, to set a goal to prompt and just a set number of times a day. I think I started with one, and then it becomes habit, and then the more that you do it, the more you see ways that Copilot can help you in the different tasks that you have to do.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Same time.
Ambassador Tabitha, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Osti, can you hear us?
Yeah, I think she can hear us.
Okay, network is telling us that today is today. But anyways, I've been enjoying the conversation so far, right? And if you are going to ask me as a web developer, as a digital marketer, just the way we trained every AI, we ought to train Copilot the same way. And the more we ask it questions, the more we feed it information and data, that's the way to be tailored to be able to answer us in exactly how we want it to answer us, like ChatGPT, right? So if someone were to ask, why should we use Copilot instead of ChatGPT? Now, this is the fun part for me. Why I would prefer to use Copilot and not ChatGPT is because Copilot is embedded in every tool in the Microsoft 365. Is in Excel, is in Word, is in PowerPoint, it's interconnected, is in Power Apps, is in every development or every tool that you're using in the Microsoft, as Microsoft. So it makes everything really easy for you. And then it can read. I can remember last year, I think the highlight for me last year, I've forgotten the tool. It was that it was able to read everything going on in your system. The pictures you've shared, the conversation you've had, the applications you've opened. It had access to all those things. So it will give you like a complete overview of what your day can be, or a typical day can be for you. So Busty, are you ready?
Yeah, I think. Hello everyone. Once more, network has been quite crazy. I have to switch to different devices. But Okay. So for me, I'm actually more interested in Copilot, okay? Because recently have been really looking at agents and saying that yeah, AI is like your friend. Someone described it as your cousin, right? So if you're in your house, somebody like okay, like as your cousin, so maybe you're not at home and you want, but then you want things to be done while you're not there. These are like you can create all
Okay, I think
people
her
have
network
lost
is
me again
done.
because it has gone off. Steph, can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Okay, so while she's still trying to get her network, on X, on Microsoft Learn on X, said we are supporting people and organizations to grow one skill at a time. Meet AI Skill Navigator. I mean, that's another announcement. Like you want to, you're probably very confused about what skill you want to, venture in, especially as we're entering a new year, right? So you probably have so many skills you want to do. Now, Meet AI Skill Navigator. It will help you to, navigate your skills, which suits your certificate, which suits your maybe you've asked it a couple of questions. It's going to tailor it to you. It's going to give you a better, idea of the skill you should do. That's going to help you. It's going to promote you. We need the money. It's going to give you the more money, you know so there are so many tools that were announced. Do you have any questions? Panchak is supposed to be on the Tabitha, are you back? Okay, so do we have any questions that from the online members or online subscribers to see if they have anything they want to ask us? Panchak said the inner hack for prompt engineering is context engineering. Actually, actually, so if you want to have a good prompt, you need to, it's like a skill, like Paul said, right? It's something you just
Yeah.
have to keep learning.
I
Yeah.
really like that comment. I think it's so true. We undervalue the role that context plays in the quality of the output. One of the ways that I like to give Copilot lots of context on a particular topic or project I'm working on is I get it to ask me 20 questions. I say, "Hey Copilot, let's play 20 questions. We're going to be talking about what was it when the other when I did this for the other day was I'm writing an article for a magazine that is for small business owners and how can they use AI and what should they practically do to get upskilled. And if I said to Copilot, "Hey Copilot, I'm writing an article," it could write one for me in seconds, right? But it wouldn't sound like me. It would sound pretty generic, and I would maybe spend a very, very long time. I'd either send it off and not think about it, but that's not me. I can't do that. I would spend a long time fixing it. So instead of starting with that, I say, ask me 20 questions. The context I give it is who's the audience? Here's an example of a really good article from that magazine that I like the structure of that captures the answers the brief of practical advice super well. So I'm building these layers of context as I say it. And then I say, ask me 20 questions, one at a time, until you've got a view of my perspective on this, and then compile my answers into a draft. And then the draft that I've got is, you know, I probably without Copilot wouldn't spend, ask myself 20 questions. I wouldn't go that reflective. So it gets
Yeah.
actually a better starting point for my writing, but also it forces me to think really deeply about the topic.
True. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. I'm sorry. Are we back?
Yeah, kind of.
Sorry about
I
that.
think so.
Network is dealing with you guys today.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, like, and it's been so good. It's just when we just started this that it just went off
honestly,
like what the hell?
honestly.
But it's fine. Meg has really been holding up there and Salama too. And then I think Stephanie, yours is even better as well. People have really
Yeah.
been holding up the conversation. Because even when I'm off, I get to hear, at least I heard when Meg said she was in Google before coming to Microsoft. Like, that's really good. That's really showing, like, um, diversifying in different accents. Because the truth about it, like, it's not everybody that will be in Microsoft, yeah? And it's not everybody that will be in Google. And then it's good to have all the.
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay, so for
Okay.
Meg, I have a question for
Is
you.
it?
Okay.
Go
Uh,
ahead, Chris.
no,
No, we
I
can
was
hear
going to.
you.
Yeah, we can hear you. And I was going to say, I loved your, it's like talking to your cousin. It's so good. That's such a great analogy because it captures their personality and the context. But also, my cousins can be full of hot air sometimes. Sometimes they just make stuff up super confidently, and then you have to fact check them. So I like the analogy.
Okay, so Meg, I have a question for you, right? So, how do you see these updates shaping the future of workplace creativity? Because a lot of people say when we get so into AI, we lose our creativity spark. We no longer have, we no longer sit and think about things. We just quickly go and ask AI, or for in this instance, we just quickly go and ask ChatGPT because it's our cousin. We don't even get to reflect on things. We don't even get to even reason things anymore. So, how do you think this can, with this whole update and everything, how can it, how can we keep our creativity going?
I really liked one of the announcements. I think it was one of the blogs that was talking about the frontier firms. So Microsoft first introduced this
Yeah.
concept of a frontier firm in their work trends report from 2025, so earlier this
Mm.
year. And it's looking at some of the organizations who are further on the journey with AI, who have had leadership commitment to integrating AI into the way they work for quite a while, and they are now at the stage where they have human AI teams. So they're building out these hybrid teams of people and AI agents. And I find it super interesting because I'm not sure if you can hear my son in the background. I'm not sure if my mic's picking him up, but he's
You can hear
obviously
me, but it's fine.
calling. Okay, good. But that this idea of what is this collaboration going to look like between humans and AI? And in their Ignite blog post, when they were announcing some of these things, they really put humans first. So the human led element. And I think that's a choice. It's a choice by
Mhm.
Microsoft, but it has to be a choice by each of us as well in our own work and in the own areas that we influence to
Mm.
prioritize human connection. These tools can allow us to be very, very productive and get a lot of work done. And that's good for making money, for being able to do more with the short time we have when there's so many demands on our time just to live, just to survive, but also to learn and to try and advance our circumstances. So there is so much good there. But that productivity on its own isn't the goal. It's not the goal for us to just produce more and more endlessly. The goal that we have to define for ourselves that will then inform how human creativity can be advanced by AI without us losing our human edge is what's the purpose of what we're creating? Are we really clear on the purpose of the output or the outcome that we're trying to achieve with that output, so that whether that's a website, whether that's a document, whether that's a presentation, a video, whatever, like the output is not the goal. The purpose, the result of that is what we need to practice being clear on, so that we don't fall into the trap of using these tools just to produce a lot, because then it's harder and harder to get cut through in a world like that. It's harder to get people's attention for our thoughts if everyone's sounding the same because we're all using AI to do our writing or our videos or our image creation for us. We all get blindness to that after a while. So it's the creativity that makes you stop and feel something or want to talk to someone about it or share it. That's what we're aiming for, I think.
Yeah. And to add to that, right, just like you said, for us not to sound like AI, because I think in the beginning, people could not really tell if this was AI content or not. But now a lot of people can tell if it's AI content or not because it's sounding it's sounding like a repeated broken record, you know. So where the creativity comes into it is we have to tweak it, right, and then put in the human part of it into the content. I think that way our creativity stays alive. Yes. So
Yeah, I love that.
I've been enjoying this session. I don't want it to end. But do we have any questions?
We have
Want to
80
add?
minutes to go.
Okay. Do you have any questions? Ambassador Tabitha, are you back to conclude on your own session?
I don't
Can
know
you
if you
hear
can
me?
hear me because you're kind of breaking. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, I think
Can
you
you
can
hear
hear
us? We
us.
can hear you. Okay. So, um, Paul, is there any other thing you want to add?
Yeah, I think maybe Tabitha could be
Maybe she's
speaking. Just go ahead and be speaking. We can hear you. You could go ahead and be speaking. We can hear you. Is she talking now?
I think she's having issues with her network.
Okay, okay. So, to conclude with what we have, the Microsoft Ignite 2025 has been a wonderful journey. Um, we've seen a kind of wave of AI revolutions from ChatGPT to Gemini to Grok and thousands and a lot bringing out different solutions with AI. And everyone is looking at what is the best AI tool I need to use because we're going to have so many things in the market and you're like, which is the best I need to use? Um, anyone that fits your career path or your positioning. And if you will sit tight and look at the devices we use a lot, we're using a lot of laptops that are either Mac or they are either Microsoft or HP or Dell or everyone. But is that a Windows operating system or Mac operating system or the Android operating system and a lot? So you must look at the one that fits your skill set, that fits your career. You can bump into a company now, and that company is totally you going on a workspace that uses this other tool. And then you are in a workspace that's a lot of companies now, hundreds and thousands of companies are moving on to the Microsoft 365 Office platform. And I love what Microsoft is doing. They own the product, they own the market. So there's a
Yeah.
need for them to position their products. And being that if you want to do Microsoft 365, you want to maximize the profit of it, then you must understand the AI features that comes with it, especially like the Copilot, which is in everywhere. We have Copilot in the Windows system. We have Copilot in the 365 Office, from Word to Excel to PowerPoint. And just that there's a feature that Microsoft is about changing in PowerPoint, and I'm not too happy about it, which has to do with the reusability of slides. I think they can look at that angle also. Then you look at the Azure platform for every DevOps. Every financial institutions now and the transport industry are migrating into the Azure platform. we've been I've been so opportune to help in configuring some institutions Azure platforms. They're subscribing to that. So going into that is looking at every angle that AI can help the developer teams. I think one thing that they must not look out is how to use the AI, which is prompt engineering. And prompt engineering carries everything: the context, the context itself, the how you tweak it, and everything teaches you how to create. And a lot of people, we have students who are making so many mistakes on that. Currently, University of Jos and other universities and everywhere are looking at when students you're submitting your project, you tell them right there and put them the kind of prompt that you use. I think that it in itself is a skill set. So using the Microsoft platform, especially like the Azure and the 365, it is very eminent. It's very important that you learn how to utilize your Copilot. Don't just put all your life on the Copilot, but see Copilot as your personal assistant that help you where you needed help, and then helps also in
Mm.
training you. See also that the chat GPT is not everything like the copy and pasting. Try and explore your own skill set, couple with the AI, and you see that you're going to do wonders with it. You will do a lot with it. I currently I am to deploy a system, and I find it so difficult. And I woke up at night and I said, okay, let me get ChatGPT and Copilot to help me define and troubleshoot this code. And ChatGPT was giving me its input, Copilot was giving its input. And when I went on the command to do my own coding, it was seamless because I was able to have knowledge from here, and then add my own knowledge to it, and the solution was seamless. So I think this is my concluding aspect. See this tool as the instrument in your hands that will help you and not to take over you. To use it to be more productive, more impactful in whatever area or field you occupy. Thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you, everyone on stage.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Stephanie, are you here with us?
I'm
Yeah.
back.
I think something you said that really stood out for me, Paul, was the fact that when you're trying to use this agents, right? Like the Copilot, the Chat GPT, don't just rely on what it gives you out. You know, you should share your own creativity, and then always ensure you edit, because a lot of people tend to use this Chat GPT, you know, just garbage in, garbage out without editing a lot of things. And immediately you see it, anyone that is familiar with AI would know that this is actually AI. But it's such a good point. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Paul. Meg, anything to conclude on?
Yeah, I love that. One of the things that I tell people to do is read aloud. So read out loud to a friend if you can, or a colleague, the thing that you've generated, and then you will catch the bits that sound like something you would never say or write, and then you can fix
Yes.
them.
Yeah,
Exactly.
sure. Thank you so much. Okay, I think Tabitha has left. So for me, I have some few things I want to say, right? I saw this on a blog, right, from one of the Microsoft people, and he said Microsoft reported that AI copilots and agent 365 integrations can save employees up to 20 to 30% of their time on repeated tasks, right? So where you have to generate data analysis, where you have to do your meeting preps. I know I've saved up a lot of time for meeting preps. I just put in the summary of the meeting and it gives me a good, a well structured content, right? And so that's where the whole AI can help you. And then it said another thing is just make sure that you are very good with your creativity, your strategy, and you're always learning, because AI is also learning as well. So if you think, oh, AI is so good at this, you need to know that, okay, this information, even is good, does not fit into what I need right now. So you as a human being, you need to keep learning So even if AI might seem intelligent, you'd you'd know where its intelligence fits into whatever you're doing, even in your daily activity and your in your work. And then another good thing about the whole AI and Copilot and the whole announcement for me is the security, right? I don't want my systems to be hacked. I don't want my system to have little or no security components. And it says security components Copilot can proactively detect risks and guide admins on how to respond. It helps your organization protect sensitive data automatically. I mean, that is a plus to whoever is using Copilot, especially if you are using the Microsoft 365. So,
Stephanie.
um,
Stephanie, are you with us?
Okay, she's having a bit of a glitch there, I think.
Yeah, she's having a glitch.
Yeah. So I don't know, Meg, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, we're talking about this, and nobody has talked about the Power Platform. What's happening with the Power Platform AI embedded inside now, where you have a system of planning of your apps and you're designing your apps. It gives you all the whole ideas, and you're able to just input what you want, and then it gives you everything you need to do, plus the tabling and everything. And no one is talking about that. I don't know if I missed the part, but I didn't see that discourse in Ignite. I don't know if any of you have seen that part because I missed it.
I didn't either, but do you know what? Something that we is because Mark, my husband, who I mentioned earlier, he has worked in the Power Platform space for many years, and
Oh,
we have been following it closely and seeing that the skills that have been needed by people in um, the Power Platform, particularly with structuring data and understanding how data works, structuring workflows, and potentially automating workflows with things like Power Automate. That skill set, if you've developed that, or if you have that experience, and you can add exactly what you've been talking about, Paul, that prompt engineering, writing great prompts. If you can combine those skills together, you might just become the most sought after resource in the coming years, because
wow.
it takes both of those things, and the understanding of data structure and how it works is so critical to designing AI tools and agents that deliver really strong, secure, trustworthy outcomes.
Beautiful. Excellent one there. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Thank you so much, Meg.
Thank you
So
so
we
much
should
for
be,
having me.
yeah, we
I'm
should be rounding up in the next
Yeah,
5 minutes.
Yeah.
But before
I
that,
think
maybe we can just let me just give a highlight of all what we've been discussing, because honestly I've learned
yeah.
so much from
So
this after
just
party, right? So some of the highlights, right? Like my biggest takeaway is, okay, AI is actually moving from co-pilot to powerful autonomous agent, because I mean it's the future of work, right? Then Microsoft 365, Power Apps, Azure, they all received massive, massive upgrades, which brings AI closer to our, day-to-day tasks, our day-to-day activities. And then also security and governance are now very, very important than ever, as AI becomes deeply integrated into organizations. I mean, we have our cybersecurity experts here. As AI is getting deeply rooted into organizations, security and governance is really, really important because, I mean, we just have to ensure that everything is secure, right?
Yeah.
So a
Yeah.
big thank you
Thank
to our amazing speakers, Tabitha Harris, Paul Omaru, Meg Smith. Thank you so much for sharing your brilliance and experience, because I'm sure I'm not the only one. Everyone that joined us has learned so much. I've been looking out to see if anyone will ask questions, but I believe a lot of people are facing the same glitch that everyone is facing. But eventually, if we have questions, we can still type it out on the live, and we ensure that your questions are answered, right? So don't forget
thank you.
to, well, I'll speak on behalf of Stephanie since she's not here with us, but don't forget to please subscribe, like, and share the YouTube channel, right? Also turn on your notification to just get, notified in case of anything, because she always drops new updates on the YouTube channel. So thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your evening with us. Meg, do you have anything else to say? Just something, to close up, and then after that, Paul can also say something, just so that we can call it a night.
Oh, I just wanted to say thank you, and also to congratulate everyone that's watched on a Saturday night. Giving your Saturday night over to something like this, to learning more, is so good. And I'm going to steal Dom's takeaway, which he's put in the comments, which is brilliant. AI is now becoming accessible and integrated into regular activities, but our effort in learning how to optimize the access gives the best results. So it's that learning. We've got to keep learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you,
So thank
Meg.
you very much. Thank you,
Yeah, we have
Meg. Thank you,
someone on
everyone.
the live here, Dom Kinan. He said his takeaway is that AI is now becoming accessible and integrated into regular activities,
Meg just read
but
that.
our effort in learning how to optimize the access gives us the best result. And I think that's amazing. Thank you, Dom Kinan. Thank you, Panshak, for joining us, and everyone. We have Kim Choji, Tabitha, and everyone that joined us. Thank you so much. So, Stephanie, are you back with us? Can you just say, the last
Imagine.
words?
Yeah, I think I'm back. So thank you so much. I'm so sorry about the internet this evening, but I enjoyed my session. I enjoyed the session so much, and the insights. Thank you all for sharing. I can't wait for us to do this again. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So let's have a good night rest. And to Meg, have a great day.
I'm coming to
Thank
all of
you.
you LinkedIn. Thank you. Bye
Yeah,
All right, so let's connect.
absolutely.
Let's
bye.
connect with
Okay.
each other on
Bye
LinkedIn.
bye.
Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. All right, have a good night rest and have a great day.
Bye
Thanks,
Bye.
bye.
everyone. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.